Welcome to the Holistic Health Bites podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Nicholson, crime scene investigator turned metabolic health investigator. This podcast provides bite-sized episodes to help you have a pristine health scene so you can live a vibrant, adventure-filled life. Let's dive in. Welcome back to the Holistic Health Bites podcast. Today, I want to share a little bit about my approach to helping my clients solve health challenges. So in case you don't know me personally or don't know my history, let me give you a little backstory about me. I spent 15 years working as a crime scene investigator and forensic scientist. Throughout that career, I developed great skills in solving mysteries, asking great questions, looking for and analyzing evidence to solve crimes, and explaining complex scientific topics to non-scientists. These skills inadvertently ended up being what helped me solve my own health challenges. How, you might ask? Well, when I first started focusing on my health, I simply followed the standard advice. My top concern at the time was heart disease because that's what runs in my family. So I followed heart-healthy dietary advice. This meant that I was eating a lot of whole grains, vegetables, and low-fat foods as the American Heart Association recommended. Unfortunately, this common advice didn't help me. I went from having early stages of heart disease to having even more significant plaque and arterial damage. It didn't make any sense to me. Why would the recommendations make me worse? Was I just doomed because of my family history? I didn't think so. In fact, I knew that wasn't true. Genetics absolutely do play a role, but more often what really runs in families is habits, choices, and preferences. These are what truly lead to heart disease in most cases. So I put on my lab coat and I started looking at my life and my health like a scientist, conducting my own investigation. My doctors weren't any help. They kept telling me that I was young, I wasn't obese, and I just needed to continue with my heart-healthy diet. Everything was normal and there wasn't much else I could do. I didn't buy it, and neither should you. So I did a ton of research. I ordered a bunch of lab tests for myself, and I got to work gathering and interpreting my evidence. When I stepped out of the mainstream messaging, I found completely different recommendations for my health. In fact, much of it was the complete opposite of that advice. My blood work showed that I was becoming insulin resistant and I had blood sugar imbalances. I was moving in the direction of type 2 diabetes in my 20s. And I had several nutritional deficiencies due to my low-fat, limited diet. My stool test showed that I was seriously low in good bacteria. I had multiple opportunistic bacteria overgrowing, and I had poor intestinal health. All of this was contributing to poor digestive capacity, poor detoxification, and chronic constipation, which I also hadn't even recognized was true for me until this point. Having only 1 or 2 bowel movements per week is not only painful, but very unhealthy. I didn't know. That had been my normal my entire life. Now I knew exactly what my perpetrators were. Low good bacteria, high bad bacteria, poor digestive enzymes, poor nutrient absorption, vitamin deficiencies, inadequate nutrient intake, and I was eating the wrong foods at the wrong times and far too often. Armed with this information, I was able to implement a targeted protocol to remove, replace, repopulate, repair, and rebalance my body. I cleaned up the scene of my entire body and my lifestyle to support optimal health. Once everything was restored, I implemented protections to maintain the ideal health that I had earned. This included implementing healthy routines and putting up some boundaries in my life, along with including a wide variety of foods for nutrient and bacterial diversity. Altogether, this journey has prepared me to help my clients on their journeys as well. Now, I call this my pristine scene method, and it has 5 steps. Number 1 is to investigate your case. This is where we do a deep dive into your current status, the things you like, the things you don't like, your current experiences that you'd like to stop experiencing, what you'd rather be experiencing instead, and ultimately, what your ideal outcome looks like. We also conduct laboratory testing to fully assess imbalances, hidden infections, and to get a good baseline for your health at present. Step 2 is we analyze the evidence. Once we've conducted this full investigation and gathered all of the data, I then analyze all of the evidence gathered so that I can create my top recommendations to help you move toward your ideal health. Step 3 is we eliminate any perpetrators. This is where we implement the targeted protocol to eliminate or remedy any findings from your evidence. This might be eradicating pathogens, correcting nutritional deficiencies, reducing inflammation, or repairing other damage as noted in your evidence. We also eliminate stressors, toxins, and other harmful things from your life that are contributing to these perpetrators causing the symptoms or imbalances. Step 4, we clean up the scene. This is where we expand your foods and your activities as wide as possible so you can live your best life, enjoying your food and actively participating in every aspect of your life, adding things that bring you joy and make your life more beautiful and enjoyable. And the final step is we protect your scene. This is where we create that lasting plan so that you can maintain the amazing results that you've gotten for life. Always knowing where you can tweak or modify things as your life changes. This includes having great routines, habits, and boundaries to keep you healthy, happy, and vibrant. So there you have it. My role as a metabolic health investigator, helping you create a pristine scene in your life. If you are interested in conducting an investigation in your life, schedule a free call with me so we can discuss what this looks like for you. I'll leave a link to schedule the free call in the show notes. Until the next episode, be well and vibrant. Thanks for being a faithful listener to the podcast. I'd love it if you left me a 5-star review on this podcast so that others can more easily find this valuable information. Did you know I also work one-on-one with clients? I approach solving health challenges like I approached solving crimes, by conducting a thorough investigation into your case. Sadly, hundreds of millions of people in the US have insulin resistance, prediabetes, and diabetes, and the vast majority have no idea. I'm here to fix that. If you struggle with low energy, stubborn weight, hypertension, sleep disturbances, or any other undesired symptoms, let's talk. All you have to do is schedule a free call. The link will be in the show notes. And no, you do not need to live near me.